Every team needs an all-out attacker. A demon that throws caution to the wind, says to hell with defense, and just is an all-out force to be reckoned with. What's up YouTube, Zero here, and today I have an epic offensive build for Mott in Shin Megami Tensei V. Now Mott can be an epic powerhouse, and this build is going to go over the skills and the stat you want to focus on to turn Mott into an offensive weapon. This is also going to be around the level you can fuse Mott at, so in the 60s, my Mott is at 69. Without further ado, let's go over the setup. So the HP and MP are on the screen, the resistances are also on the screen. I'm going to be resistant to fire and electric and absorb dark. The main stat you're going to want to focus on for this build is of course going to be magic, because Mott is going to be our offensive powerhouse. For our skills, we have Zanbarian, which is a severe force attack, and of course it's +4 because Mott is very good with force type skills. Then we have Mamudun, which is a heavy dark attack to all foes. Then we have Bufudine, which is a heavy ice attack to one foe. Agidine, which is a heavy fire attack to one foe. We have Life Drain, which is going to be a weak almighty HP drain attack to one foe. High Restore, which is an MP recovery when you strike a foe's weakness or land a critical. Ice Pleroma, which is going to increase ice type attack damage. And Resist Electric, which strengthens resistance to electric type skills. So now that we've gone over the setup, let's get into some more gameplay and talk about why this setup is absolutely amazing. So first, let's talk about the one defensive trait that we have, Resist Electric. Mott's only weakness is going to be to electric, so giving Mott Resist Electric is going to get rid of that electric. Mott's vitality is okay, but not amazing, so making it so Mott has no weaknesses is going to be great from Mott's perspective. Now, the other moves are set up so Mott can hit a lot of enemies' weaknesses. When Mott is in the 60s, you're going to be facing a lot of not only main story bosses, but a lot of side quest bosses as well, which are going to cover a range of weaknesses. Zeus and Odin are going to be weak to force. Vasuki is going to be weak to fire. You have Amos that's going to be weak to ice. So being able to cover all of these weaknesses is absolutely fantastic for a demon who is going to be an all-out attacker in your party. On top of that, combining High Restore with all of those moves that can hit enemies' weaknesses are absolutely fantastic. That's going to be restoring Mott's MP so he can continually hit enemies without having to worry about restoring MP via items. On top of that, Life Drain, that's going to be +4 for Mott, and when needed in a pinch, if Mott is losing some HP, Mott can heal himself up by utilizing Life Drain, so that's a great move to have as well. Of course, Force is going to be our main move, so having a Force that deals severe type damage is of course awesome. We have our dark type attack that's going to be able to hit all enemies. Of course, Mott is strong with dark, so having a move that allows us to hit all enemies, especially when we're taking on some of the abscesses in the new area while we have Mott, are going to be absolutely awesome as well, because it's nice to have AoE moves that do deal damage to all enemies. And having a move that's +4 for Mott that isn't going to cost as much MP but hits the entire enemy party is absolutely awesome. Of course, our ice and fire move are great as well, so we can hit those enemy weaknesses. As I mentioned, Vasuki is going to be weak to fire, Amos is weak to ice, and there are a bunch of other bosses that are going to be weak to fire and ice as well, which is why I add those to Mott's move pool. But this overall skill setup is absolutely fantastic to turn Mott into an all-out attacker. Again, if you're going to focus on a stat by increasing it, I would focus on increasing magic because Mott is going to be an all-out attacker. Ice Pleroma is great to increase the ice type damage because Mott doesn't have it increased already, so increasing it is going to be great when you're hitting enemies with an ice type weakness. Let me know in the comments section if you have a similar build to Mott. Of course, in the 60s, that's where you're going to be getting Mott. Let me know in the comments section, or do you have a completely different build? I want to know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Shin Megami Tensei V content. I do a bunch of other video game videos, so feel free to check those out as well. Until next time, peace.